Hey, how's it going? My name is Robert Perillo, and I'm currently attending the Recording Arts Bachelor's Degree program here at Full Sail. I'm going to interview a fellow student about art and the industry. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, I'm Josh Whiteman, and I am a Recording Arts Bachelor student.
What do you see as the role of the visual arts in our mass-mediated world, and particularly in your profession?
My field of interest right now has been video game audio, and lately the industry has been dominated by games and also movies. The recording industry is kind of the less of the three. So I think that, visuals and media nowadays are really important because I think that just songs and recordings aren't enough for people, so that it's not making as much money. And I think people really appreciate the visual aspect to everything. So, yeah.
With new communications and media technologies, imagery is almost instantly available. Do you believe that this is a positive or negative influence on the industry? Can you please provide an example?
I think that it's had a negative impact on the industry just because things with like Google Images and Flickr and PhotoBucket, those type of websites have images readily available for anyone to use and take, and I think a lot of people, including myself, I've often gone onto Google and just taken an image for a class or something, and that's just how I've always been since I was younger using the computer. So I think that probably negatively impacts artists, but at the same time, I mean, it's an outlet for artists to get their art out. However, I don't know if that's a justifiable means for stealing their images.
What popular images are frequently rechanneled through the entertainment industry?
Specific popular images I can think off the top of my head are like the Mona Lisa and maybe Andy Warhol's Monroe print, but really popular fine arts I think are recycled and rechanneled throughout the industry and just our culture, sort of, because in schools and everything you learn about art history probably every year at least, and I'm sure you study those every single year. And I think just popular works that are really famous in history are recycled and rechanneled just because fine arts don't really, not that they don't exist anymore, but they're not to that caliber of popularity.
Are there particular images that this industry has popularized and or created?
At least my industry, like the recording industry, is definitely popularized. I think it was the Neumann U47 as the microphone that like Elvis used, and I think it got really popular then. And every microphone you see nowadays, like in like art or just like even clip art or something, like that's the microphone that you always see. And also like mixers are always used in shows and stuff, even if it doesn't really make sense in the context. It just kind of shows that some kind of musical something is going on. Like, I think that those two images are probably the most frequently used.
Who is one of your favorite visual artists, and or what is your favorite style of visual art?
I really like street art, and I think my favorite would probably be Banksy, because he's really political and also his whole identity is kept like a secret. So I think that's really cool, like an anonymous artist that like everyone knows and is pretty famous in that culture. So he's probably my favorite.
Has knowledge of famous artworks influenced your creative process?
Yeah, I definitely think famous artworks influence my creative process just subliminally, because I mean, schools teach you like all of the fine arts and everything, and you learn them, and I think everyone draws from that, just everyone draws from it differently. But yeah, I definitely think I've been influenced by famous works of art.
Well, there we have it. That's the interview with Josh Whiteman. Thank you for listening.